One of the biggest fixtures in the RegoLiga took place today. The Tio Derby, as Tio Red Devils went head-to-head with city rivals Tio FC. Bragging rights, pride, and crucial league points were all on the line. A fiercely contested derby from start to finish.
Absolutely, Gaius. These two sides know each other extremely well, and that always adds extra intensity. Both teams came into this match needing a result, and you could feel the tension from the opening whistle. This derby never disappoints.
Let's head straight to the action from the Tio Derby.
Let's get straight right now, ladies and gentlemen, to the local derby match between Tio Red Devils and also Tio FC. A huge game to contend with, by the way, between the two sides. And let's see who will come up on top between Tio FC and also the Tio Red Devils in this game. Both teams come out from the tunnel. We'll get straight right now into the game here between the two teams. So we do have the lineup, by the way, for Tio Red Devils. There's Nathan Otimus and David Julius up front, with Maris Diaby, with Savic, Aqua, Koulibaly, João Cancelo, Michaelis as well, and Tawaren as well in that midfield, and also goalkeeper will be Ambrosius. Obviously for Tio FC, you've got Jerome Levi up front, you've got Nakajima, Ricardo Lopez, Adam Ballas, Ponis as well, Henry Yilakuru, the Nigerian midfield winger as well for Tio FC is playing. So this is a real proper local derby match up here. And let's get straight kick-off underway. And now Diaby. Now Otimus. Looking for a pass here now to Diaby now. Cross into the box here, shot saved. Oh, could be a mistake. It could have been. It could be a chance there for Tio Red Devils to score, by the way. Could have been. Now, Gadius Ponis now. Jerome Levi. Diaby. Nathan Otimus. Now, David Julius. Cross in. And what a finish within the first 11 minutes in the game. And Tio Red Devils have scored, and Savic puts the ball into the back of the net. Great, unbelievable cross there from Tio Red Devils. A great little setup for them. And what a finish from Savic. Nicely contended right there into that bottom corner. And now it's 1-0 to Tio Red Devils in this game. Now Ricardo Lopez. Now Nakajima now to Aqua. Now Nathan Otimus. Great pass there now to Diaby. Crossing the box. Now Nakajima. Now Adam Bellius. Now Jerome Levi. Now is João Cancelo. Now is Nathan Otimus. Looking for options here. This could be a goal here for Red Devils, and a goal has been scored again. 2 goals against their local rivals down the road to them. And another goal against their derby rivals of Tio's derby here, as Riyad Mahrez scores. And the team who are the defending champions of the RegoLiga from last season are cruising home here against Tio FC. This might be a hated rivalry between the two sides, but the Red Devils take 2 goals in the lead here against Tio FC here for this game. What a finish though from the Algerian Riyad Mahrez. As now it is 2-0 to Tio Red Devils. Now Notre Dame. Now is Gary Battis. Now Henry Yukuru. Now is Nakajima. Now there's a chance here now to Pontis. All the way here now to Nathan Otimus. Now here's a chance to David Julius here. Great pass option here now to, could have been from Diaby, but good defending there from Tayo FC in this matchup. FC Tayo have the ball now. And then now Tayo Red Devils got themselves won the ball. They lost it back now to Badius. Adam Badius lost the ball, and that's going to be a foul, free kick. And just to let you guys all know that the repeat of this derby is going to happen a couple of weeks from now as well, because they do actually draw each other in the Kings Cup second round in a couple of weeks from now. They are both playing each other again in a rematch, not obviously in the league, but in this cup competition. They're playing at Tayo FC Stadium in that matchup in a couple of weeks. That'll be a very good tie, that will be again. Another rivalry matchup in a cup competition. Now Gadius Pontis. Now here's Rayed Mahrez. Now to David Julius. Now is Notre Dame. Now Farnius Simius. And that's going to be that, ladies and gentlemen, for the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen, here as it ends Tayo Red Devils 2, Tayo FC 0. Now we are back in the second half, and here we go. As Gadius Pontes passed there to Ricardo Lopez. Now Nakajima. Now Koulibaly. Now he's João Cancelo. Koulibaly now. Now is Jermaine Tawarin. Now is Mahrez now to Tawarin. Now here's Mahrez. And now here's Savic. Now Jerome Levi. Now to Henry Yonakuru. And now Yonakuru now has a shot. Good block. Save. Now is Alakwa now to David Julius. Now Nakajima. Okay, that's going to be a foul, by the way. It's going to be, it looks like a free kick here for Tayo Red Devils, and the referee's going to warn Chris Smalling, because he did challenge him, by the way, Chris Smalling, former Manchester United defender, and obviously now plays for Tayo FC, as he took out Aqua now out. So it will be a free kick here for FC Tayo in this matchup. And now Rayed Mahrez. Could be a chance here now for Cancelo now. Good defending. Now is Aqua. Now Alakwa now to Milinkovic Savic. Lost the ball now. Now here's to Jerome Levi. Nice option, or we tried to, but no, not the case though, however. Now is again Milinkovic Savic. Now to Nathan Otimus. Now to Moussa Diaby. Good defending there. Takedown tackle there. Okay. Now we're talking here. It seems like we do have Moussa Diaby coming off the pitch, and David Dangia will come on the pitch as a substitute for Moussa Diaby from this substitution here in this match. Now it's going to be a goal kick. Now head up. Now Koulibaly. Now is Jermaine Tawarin. And now no hold up here from Jerome Levi. Now Nakajima. Now Henry Yonakaru now. Oh! And a goal as a finish. That's an amazing finish right there. And now we have got a goal back here from, looks like from Tayo FC. Massive, massive finish. And that was a perfect goal, that was, by the way. Really took it nicely. And that was a perfect finish though, a perfect goal. And it was a nice finish there from Tayo FC to get themselves back in the game now. Here's Koulibaly. Now here's to David Dangiel. And now here's Jermaine Tyawen. Now Jerome Levi now. Good pass there to Ricardo Lopez. Now Scott Lee Michaelis now. And that is going to be that for the end of full time here. As it ends here as Tayo Red Devils 2, Tayo FC 1 as a full-time score here for tonight.
Thanks for staying with us on RBC Sports. Another big derby clash in the RegoLiga today as Tayo Red Devils faced Tayo FC. The final score, Tayo Red Devils 2, Tayo FC 1.
Absolutely, Gaius. This was a very competitive match between two evenly matched sides. Tayo Red Devils were more clinical in the final third, and that proved to be the difference. Tayo FC pushed hard for an equalizer late on and had moments where they looked dangerous, but they just couldn't find that second goal. Overall, a strong derby win for the Red Devils.
A crucial 3 points for Tayo Red Devils in a tightly contested derby. There were plenty of other matches played across the league today. Let's take a look at the highlights from the rest of the RegoLiga.
Big chance the matchup within the first 10 minutes as Andreas Chiverio lost the ball to Jordan Lukaku for AFC Richmond. And then Sam Asanya trying to head the ball, he couldn't get there though. And then Dave Blanius passed there to Janius Tartius. And then Serpat, nice pass to Andreas Chiverio. There to Jamie Vardy. Vardy goes for a hit into the back of the net. And what a great goal right there for Jamie Vardy to put Villager FC in the lead here. As what an amazing goal right here for Villager. As what a strike right into the top corner, and the keeper could not do anything about that, as now it is 1-0 to Villager FC in the game. And then straight after that, another chance in the game here during the matchup for AFC Richmond. However, Jan Mass, passer Mark Roca, then to Steve Processia. And then Processia there, nice pass there to Jamie Vardy. Vardy goes all the way, cuts in here to Thomas Partey, and then Partey hits the ball into the back of the net to extend the lead. And now the score is 2-0 to Villager FC. And the defender was a little bit wide open, by the way. Very, very big opening right there by the defenders. However, not being very good, and they've been really leaky at the back. But then Villager FC, however, have scored another goal, and now it's 2-0 to them in the match. And then, however, after that, by the way, a header right there, bouncing towards where Day Blanius, and then Janis Tartius, pass there to Danny Rojas, however, cross into the box. Sam Asanya got there, and that's a brilliant goal right there for a potential comeback within 10 minutes left of the game to go. AFC Richmond have got themselves a goal back in the matchup, but they are still behind though by 1 goal after that goal there from Sam Asanya. Great little run right here from AFC Richmond, and that was a perfect run and also a perfect finish from Sam Asanya for AFC Richmond in the matchup. Perfect goal for that young man. And that was all over, by the way, that game. No goals within 10 minutes for AFC Richmond after that goal from Sam Asanya. As Villager FC have got themselves those big 3 points to keep themselves away from the relegation drop. As it ends Villager FC 2, AFC Richmond 1. A nice run here for Parentos here as Ray Gadius. Nice control there to Jeffrey Wijnaldum, there to Devin Wilhelmus. And Wilhelmus hits it right into the bottom corner. And that means that Parentos, of course, are leading by 1-0 against New Forest Vikings in the game. A massive cross corner here from Ray Gallus here for Prantos. Header from Devan Wilhelmus. Lost the ball there. And then Porte. Nice control there to Varenti. And now Varenti there to Devan Wilhelmus. And he hits it rightly placed into that top corner. And Prantos lead the game by 2-0. A nice little clearance away here from Ray Gallius there, all the way to Devan Wilhelmus. The defenders right there as Farkius lost control of that ball, went all the way there to Devan Wilhelmus. And Wilhelmus right there, nice run all the way into the goal. And that is a third goal right here for Prantos as a hat-trick has been scored by Devan Wilhelmus. Poor defending from the Vikings defenders. But however, they really stand resilient, Prantos, especially the striker as well, stand resilience right there. They kept on going despite looks like the Vikings defender made a massive mistake on that to allow, obviously, Wilhelmus to try and go for the opener. And he did that nicely with, let's say, patience, calmness and confidence. And now the game officially ends at full time, ladies and gentlemen, as Wilhelmus scored a hat-trick against the New Forest Vikings, and definitely he's got a big eyesight for him to be called up to the national team for the World Cup next month. And a nice perfect chance here for Southern Coast as Michael Alunga had the ball. Header there was a little bit away from him there, and then Simon Baldwin won it back here for Insadia FC, and then hold up here from Harrius, then to Quintiero right here for Insadia FC. Cross all the way into the box there to Abu Bakr, header right there, and then it went right into the goal as the goalkeeper could not obviously save that one or even catch that one, as that mistake right there has now cost the goalkeeper and cost the team as they're behind, as a nice header right there from Abu Bakr to make sure that Insadia FC lead the game, as now it is 1-0 to Insadia FC so far in the matchup. And also poor goalkeeper right there, I've got to say, from Southern Coast. They're obviously there for the keeper to make a mistake like that. It's given them a chance. And then Felipe Anderson, great pass there all the way to Michael Alunga in the second half here. And then Michael Alunga kept fighting here against Gardilas. And Gardilas crossed it in right there from Michael Alunga. And then a header right there scored by Luka Jivric, the Serbian striker. Head that ball into the back of the net as a wrestle between Gardilas and also Michael Alunga in that corner, as Tim Gardilas could not obviously really strengthen against Michael Alunga to defend it against him, that cross. However, because Michael Alunga defeated him, crossed the ball into the box, found Luka Jovric with a little bicycle kick, however, and that is now the goal to make it 1-1 in the matchup. And then it wasn't just over just yet though, because Matic passed there to Michael Alunga, then to Luka Jovric. Nice pass back to Michael Alunga again. Michael Alunga, what a hit right there, rocket shot right outside of the penalty box. He hit it rocketly in to that top corner, and now the score in the matchup here now is 2-1 to Southern Coast in the matchup. What a perfect finish, and also what a perfect goal for the Southern Coast. And that was an absolutely wonderful hit, by the way, as the captain right there was in a real brilliant position, and it's now 2-1 in the matchup. And then all the way there to Dorian there for Insadia FC. Nice little control right there for him. Cross in there to Damiara, and Damiara scored right there, header to make sure that Insadia FC are now back in the matchup as Baro Diama puts the ball into the back of the net now. It's going to get very, very tight, I think, here between Insadia FC and also from Southern Coast involved in this match. It'll be a very, very game-on matchup, by the way. 4 goals involved between both sides in this matchup. But there you go, very, very tight between Insadia FC and the Southern Coast, as now it is 2-2 in the game here for Insadia and also Southern Coast. Getting very, very tight between the two sides, really fighting against each other to get the victory. And then, however, Southern Coast, a great goal in the 81st minute as Luka Jovric scores in the game, and now it's 3-1 for Luka Jovric's team of Southern Coast, And that's an absolute amazing finish right there. An amazing goal for the Southern Coast to actually go and win the game. The defenders, of course, really fell down to their knees on Sadia FC's defenders because they really fought in this game to try and get something over Southern Coast. But that goal there from Luka Jovic might be the nail in the coffin, maybe, for Southern Coast to go and get an away victory here this afternoon. And it is all over, by the way. Southern Coast picked up a massive, famous win over in Sadia FC, 3-2 the score. And then Wilhoven have got themselves that goal to get themselves in front in the matchup, by the way, as Ruben Neves, nice little hold up here to Gabriel Barbosa, to David Jonathan here, back to Gabriel Barbosa, Malcolm with the ball, hits it right in his left foot into the bottom corner, and that is an absolute finish right there from Wilhoven Knights, as that is a perfect goal against Laurentis Grasshoppers to make it 1-0. And then, however, Jonathan David there, passed there to Gabriel Barbosa, and he hit it right on his left foot into the bottom corner, and now the captain have now made it 2-0 against Laurentis Grasshoppers in the game here this afternoon. A nice little hold up here from Gabriel Barbosa all the way to Jonathan David. David there, 1v1, and he hits it again, nice and composed into that goal, and now Wilhoven Knights have now made it 3-0 against Laurentis Grasshoppers, and what a finish right there from Jonathan David, and now the score is 3-0 in the game. A corner cross into the box here from Aaron Ramsey, cross into Jake Dante, then Dante got a hit on that into his weak foot, and that's a consolation goal right here for Laurentis Grasshoppers in this matchup here for this afternoon. And then, however, nice little hold up here from Cesiar there, as Wilhelmus for Grasshoppers lost the ball there to Argimentum. Argimentum to Jonathan David, and Jonathan David got there, and a finish there at the end by Malcolm. And now it is 4-1 to Wilhoven Knights in the 84th minute in the game. And I've got to say there, Laurentis Grasshoppers did not clear it out quickly enough. And then obviously Wilhoven won the ball back, and it was very quick and composed they were to try and switch themselves into a dangerous position here for them to try and score against Laurentis Grasshoppers. And now they've got themselves that fourth goal in the matchup to actually definitely win them the game here. And the full-time score, by the way, between Wilhoven Knights and Laurentis Grasshoppers, as it ends Wilhoven Knights 4, Laurentis Grasshoppers 1, as the full-time score here for this afternoon.
We begin with the full results from Matchday 18 in the RegoLiga. In the headline fixture, Tayo Red Devils claimed Derby bragging rights, defeating Tayo FC 2-1 in a fiercely contested clash. At the bottom end of the table, Villager FC picked up a vital 2-1 win over AFC Richmond. Porantos FC enjoyed a comfortable afternoon, beating New Forest Vikings 3-0. There was late drama at Insula, where Southern Coast edged past Insula FC by 3-2. A statement performance from Wilhoven Knights, who swept aside Laurentius Grasshoppers 4-1. Sporting Laurentius picked up a rare victory, beating Coop Soda Terriers 3-0. At the top end, Red Bull Torrentina claimed an important 1-0 away win against Inter Tolga. Aldous Antlers were convincing winners, defeating Ivigo Impact 3-1. League leaders Greenfield Boys United continued their title charge with a 3-1 victory away at Los Andreas Pompey. And finally, Sesmoda Blue Warriors edged past Gotham City FC with a narrow 1-0 win. So let's take a look at how those results affect the RegoLiga table. At the summit, Greenfield Boys United extend their lead at the top with 43 points, continuing to set the pace in the title race. Just behind them, Tayo Red Devils move on to 41 points, keeping the pressure firmly on after Derby victory. The chase pack remains tight, with Aldous Antlers, Wilhoven Knights, and Red Bull Torrentina all separated by just a few points. In the European places battle, Sesmoda Blue Warriors and Inter Tolga remain right in contention. At the bottom, the relegation fight is intensifying, with New Forest Vikings, Coupe Soda Terriers, and Sporting Laurentius all under increasing pressure as the season moves on. With Matchday 18 complete, the RegoLiga title race, the European battle, and the relegation fight all remain wide open. Every point matters from here on, and with big fixtures still to come, the pressure across the league continues to rise. That's all from us for now. Thank you for watching RBC Sports. Join us next time for more RegoLiga action, Kings Cup drama, and breaking football news. Good night.